Hey, all you wonderful witchy family, and welcome back.
Or if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome to The Witch Next Door. We're so glad you're here.
Yes, we are. I'm Aurora.
And I'm Vicky. And, today we have such a good episode lined up for you, especially if you're maybe new to this kind of thing or just curious.
Absolutely. Today we're diving into something really magical, but also super practical. 5 powerful full moon rituals that actually work, even for beginners.
Yeah, because, sometimes spiritual practice can feel a bit overwhelming, right? Like you need all these fancy tools or years of experience. But we're here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way at all.
Exactly. It's all about making it accessible, effective, and just simple, really. Speaking of simple, it actually reminds me of how I first got into full moon rituals myself. It was maybe 5 years ago, I think, and I was going through a really, really tough period in my life. Just felt like totally stuck and kind of lost. Oh, I remember that time. It was a lot. Yeah, it really was. And someone suggested I just try a full moon ritual. I was like, okay, what even is that? But they said, just get a mason jar and some water. And I swear, Vicky, that first time, it felt so small, but it was the start of something truly significant for me. It wasn't about fancy crystals or anything complicated, just, the moon, water, and my intention. It really did lead to some big shifts.
Wow, that's such a perfect example of how accessible this work truly is. And it makes sense, right? Because when we talk about full moon energy, we're not just talking about some abstract woo-woo concept. The full moon is literally an energy amplifier. It really is. I mean, think about it. Humans are like 60% water, right? So just like the moon controls the tides, it also affects us. And that lunar peak energy, which happens once a month, it offers some seriously amazing benefits. For one, it's called amplification power. This means your intentions and manifestations, they just get like a cosmic boost.
I love that. Cosmic boost.
Right? And then there's the release and renewal aspect. It's like the perfect time for letting go of what doesn't serve you while simultaneously calling in new desires. You also get heightened intuition, which is that increased psychic awareness and inner wisdom, which, can be really powerful. And finally, emotional clarity. It's like the moonlight illuminates hidden aspects, making it easier for you to make better decisions. It's truly incredible.
Yeah, it really is. And I think that leads us perfectly into the next thing people often wonder about, which is, okay, how do I actually set up for this? Do I need like a whole altar with elaborate, expensive stuff? And the answer is a resounding no.
Exactly. The author really emphasizes that effective rituals don't require Pinterest perfect aesthetics. It's not about that at all. You can use incredibly basic supplies, stuff you probably already have around your house, like a white candle, a simple bowl of water, some paper and a pen, salt, and something that represents the earth. That could be a stone, a plant, even just a little bit of dirt from your garden.
That's so freeing, isn't it? Just knowing you don't need to go out and buy a bunch of things. And I think beyond the physical items, it's also about preparing the space itself. And honestly, preparing yourself. Absolutely. You can just open a window to get some fresh air flowing, maybe do a little energetic clearing, like with a simple prayer or even just some centering breaths. Just really getting yourself in the right headspace. It's about intention more than like a perfect setup. Right, exactly. Intention over perfection always. And speaking of simple, that actually brings us to our first ritual, which is arguably the simplest and one of my favorites, moon water manifestation magic. Ooh, I love moon water. It's so versatile. It really is. So, the basic idea here is you're charging water with lunar energy. You literally just fill a glass jar with water. A mason jar works perfectly, like the one I used that very first time. Then, you write down your specific intentions, your wishes, your manifestations on a piece of paper. Really get clear on what you want. And then you place that paper right under the jar. After that, you set the jar outside or on a windowsill overnight, letting the full moon do its magic, letting it imbue that water with its energy. It's so straightforward.
Yeah, and then you wake up to this incredible, potent liquid intention, basically. And what's really cool is how many ways you can use it. The article mentions drinking it, which is amazing for internalizing your intentions. You can add it to your bath for a cleansing and manifesting soak.
Oh, I love a moon water bath. So good.
Right? Or you can water your plants with it, really infusing your home with that intention, or even use it to cleanse your tools like crystals or your altar items. It's like you're creating this monthly supply of this charged energy that just keeps giving. So, building on that idea of intention, the second ritual is something I feel like everyone can benefit from: the full moon release and renewal ceremony. This one is just perfect for letting go of emotional baggage, while also calling in new desires.
This is a big one for me. So cleansing.
Right? So, what you do is you take two separate pieces of paper. On one, you write down everything you want to release, all those old patterns, limiting beliefs, things that no longer serve you. Just get it all out. And then on the other paper, you write down what you want to manifest, what you want to call into your life, your new desires, your aspirations, the feelings you want to cultivate. And this is where it gets really powerful, right? Because once you have that release paper, you safely burn it. Like, really, truly watching those words, those energies turn to ash. It's so symbolic. And you state your letting go intentions as it burns. It's such a freeing act. Absolutely. It's about physically and energetically creating that space. And then the other paper, the manifestation one, you keep it visible throughout the month. It's a constant reminder of what you're drawing in. It really helps clear those old patterns, which in turn, it creates space for all those new blessings to come into your life.
I love that. And speaking of blessings and calling things in, let's talk about the third ritual, which is the Lunar Abundance Bowl. This one is really focused on attracting financial prosperity and, just cultivating an abundance mindset.
Ooh, this is a good one, especially when you feel like, money's tight or whatever.
Exactly. So it's pretty simple. You get a bowl and you arrange coins in it. And as you're doing that, you're really thinking about money flowing easily to you. Like, visualize it, feel it. Then you take a bay leaf and you write a money affirmation on it. Something like, money flows to me effortlessly, or I am abundant. You place that bay leaf right in the center of the coins, maybe with a little sprinkle of cinnamon. Ooh, cinnamon, nice touch for abundance. And the key with this one, if I remember correctly, is that you keep this bowl prominent for the entire full lunar cycle. Like, it's not just a one and done. That's right. And you actually add coins to it whenever you receive money, big or small. It's almost like a little ritual in itself. Every time money comes your way, it really, it just shifts your mindset from that scarcity mentality to one of true abundance. It's a constant visual reminder, Okay, so moving on to our fourth ritual, this one is really, really powerful, especially if you're looking for deep healing. It's called the Full Moon Healing Circle. And it's designed to accelerate healing for any kind of wound, physical, emotional, or spiritual. Oh, I love that. We all need a little healing sometimes, right?
Absolutely. So the first step is to create a protective saltwater circle around yourself. You can just, sprinkle salt on the ground in a circle, and then you can draw a little water circle inside or around it. It's really just to create that sacred, safe space.
Yeah, that protective barrier. And then once you're in that space, it's about connecting with the moon's light. You You place your hands on any areas that feel like they need healing. So if you have a sore shoulder, or if you're feeling a bit of emotional heartache, you literally just put your hands there, and then you visualize the moon's healing light just pouring into that area. I love that visualization piece. It's so powerful. It really is. And if you have them, you can totally use crystals with this, like place them around you or even hold them. Clear quartz or selenite are like amazing for healing. And essential oils can also be a nice touch too, as a reminder of that healing intention. Just meditate for at least 10 minutes, really soaking in that energy. And for our fifth and final ritual today, this one it's probably the most advanced of the bunch, but it's incredibly powerful. It's called the Full Moon Vision Quest. Ooh, a vision quest. Sounds exciting. It really is. This one is all about connecting with your life's purpose, really getting clear on your path. It involves setting up 4 directional candles, each representing different intentions, but the core of it is a guided 20-minute meditation. You literally just sit and ask out loud or in your mind questions about your soul calling, your life purpose. It's a deep dive. Wow, that sounds intense in the best way. And I imagine, like with any kind
Of deep meditation or visioning, it's super important to capture whatever comes up, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's probably the most crucial part after the meditation itself. You need to journal all your insights immediately. Don't wait. Don't let them float away. As soon as that 20 minutes is up, just grab your journal and write down everything that came to you.
Yeah, because that instant download is where the profound clarity and direction truly come from. Don't overthink it, just get it down on paper. It helps solidify it.
Exactly. Getting it down is key. So we've gone through 5 amazing rituals, from the simplest moon water to the deep vision quest. But, we really want you all to get the most out of these practices. There are a few key factors for maximizing your results.
Ooh, spill the tea. First, timing.
The peak
Energy for a full moon ritual is, of course, at the exact moment of the full moon, but that powerful energy actually lasts for about 3 days around it. So don't worry if you miss the precise moment. Also, repetition. This isn't a one and done thing. A monthly practice creates compounding momentum.
Yeah, it's like building a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it gets.
Totally. And then there's integration. That's about tracking your dreams, synchronicities, insights, and opportunities that pop up after your ritual. It helps you see how the moon's energy is working in your life. Oh, and astrological awareness is super interesting too. Each full moon is in a different zodiac sign, which brings specific themes to the ritual.
Right, like a full moon in Leo might be about self-expression, while one in Pisces could be about intuition and release. It adds another layer.
Precisely. And finally, gratitude. Always, always end your rituals with genuine
appreciation. It just elevates the whole experience. That's beautiful advice. And I think it's important to also touch on some common beginner concerns, because I hear these all the time. People often worry they're not feeling anything during rituals. Like, is this working? My response is always, the results often appear in your daily life, not necessarily as a big flash during the ritual itself. Yeah, it's subtle sometimes. Exactly. Or they'll say, my manifestation is slow. And it's like, well, the universe operates on its own timeline, not ours. You plant the seed, but you can't rush the bloom. That's a good point. We live in such an instant gratification world, but spiritual work often takes its own sweet time. Totally. And the biggest one, I think, is people feeling silly or fake. Like, am I doing this right? Or this feels a bit woo-woo. And honestly, intention matters more than belief. If your intention is pure, the ritual will work. There are no ritual police out there judging you. You can't really make a mistake because intention truly trumps perfection. That's so important to hear. It takes the pressure off, doesn't it? Just show up authentically. Yeah, just show up. And for anyone with safety concerns about working with lunar energy, let me just say, working with lunar energy for positive purposes is absolutely safe. You're connecting with a natural, benevolent force. There's nothing to be afraid of.
That's such an important point. It really does take the pressure off. And, that brings me to how we can make this a sustainable monthly practice. Because it's not just about doing one ritual, it's about building that connection.
Right, like a habit. Exactly. So a really great tip is to keep a moon journal. Track the dates, the rituals you did, your intentions.
And most importantly, the results you see. It helps you notice the patterns and how powerful this work really is. Also, adapt these rituals to your personal circumstances and limitations. If you can't go outside, do it by a window. If you don't have a specific item, use something else that resonates.
That's where the flexibility comes in, isn't it? It's not rigid.
No, not at all. And as you get more comfortable, you can even combine rituals for extra power. Maybe a little moon water manifestation and
A release ceremony. And remember to work with natural cycles and seasonal patterns. The moon is part of the bigger cycle, and your practice can evolve with it. And just, gradually expand your practice over time. There's no rush to master everything at once.
Oh, I love that. It's a journey, not a race. So if we were to really boil it down for our listeners, what are the core takeaways from all this? All these beautiful full moon practices.
Yeah, what are the big five?
Well, first, it's accessibility. Full moon rituals genuinely don't require expensive tools or extensive experience. You can literally start with a mason jar and water.
Mine started with a mason jar.
See? And simplicity. Start with those basic supplies and just a genuine intention. That's the most powerful ingredient. Then consistency. Monthly practice, even if it's super simple, creates lasting transformation. It builds that compounding momentum we talked about. Yeah, you're building a relationship with the moon, essentially. And that last one, trust, I think that's just so, so important because ultimately, what we're really talking about here, Vicky, is that full moon rituals are these incredibly accessible spiritual tools. You don't need years of experience or, a ton of fancy stuff. It's truly just about your willingness to engage with that lunar energy and, honestly, to trust the process.
Absolutely. It's about that openness. And for anyone listening who's feeling like a little bit intimidated, just remember what we said about those basic supplies. You really just need a white candle, a bowl of water, paper and a pen, some salt, and something to represent earth, like a little stone or even just a bit of dirt from your garden. That's it. Everything else is like a bonus.
Yeah, seriously. So we really, really encourage you, if any of these rituals resonated with you, just pick one. Start there. Try it out during the next full moon. See what shifts for you. We'd love to hear about your experiences, actually. Oh, we totally would. Please, please connect with us on social media. You can find The Witch Next Door on Instagram and Facebook. We love hearing your stories and answering your questions. Yeah, share your moon water successes, your release ceremonies. We're here for it. So thank you, as always, for tuning in, witches. Thank you so much for joining us on this full moon journey. Remember to like and subscribe if you would like to hear more woo-woo witch stuff. Until next time, stay magical. Bye.